Hi, my name is Christopher Lefelhocz, and this is the development key review. This is the pre-video associated with the key review. This is for May 19th, 2021. So as always, we'll review key metrics as well as some performance indicators that we like to share as well. So the first one we always start with is MR rate. What we'll see is that we're basically down from between March and April, we're down 1.2 MRs. I attribute this largely to the fact that we have a 1.5 additional vacation time associated with things which I'll show later in this effort, as well as we were down another day associated with the way the calendar kind of fell out. So between additional PTO as well, which people are taking, I believe, because of COVID-19 restrictions being loosened, as well as one less day in the month, a working day in the month, we kind of rate out at roughly the same rate, even though it's lower for this given month. Largest contentful paint, we see that we're about 50-50 for the past couple of months, where we've been keeping it pretty consistently below, but we have had some regressions, and we need to work through how we better detect that and kind of work to address it, including currently in the past few days. Review time to merge is up pretty dramatically for April. Largely, this is due to a number of MRs being closed that were historical, so that will always reflect when they actually get closed. We can see this here if we look at this graph here. I'll remove May and February, and we see an orange April and green is March. We see March being dominant lower in the month and also having a tail that's below 200. Whereas if we look at April, what we'll see is that while it's lower in the month at the beginning, its tail is elongated, and then we have several between 3 and 4 MRs that are above 200 MRs, or I'm sorry, 200 days associated with it. So that's the reason why review time to merge is up. Sales renewal customer satisfaction continues to be at 96%, so pretty happy about that. And then to highlight a few regular performance indicators, MR rate for the handbook continues to be consistent, though not quite at our target, so we have some work to do there. Similarly, if we look at our new hire average location factor for March and April, we've been below the line. May, it looks like it's above the line, though the area consistently is probably below the line from a comparison perspective, but that's encouraging to see that we've been below the line for the last 4 or 5 months, and we'll continue to monitor this one as well. And then, as I mentioned earlier, we were up 1.4 days between March and April, almost 1.5 days between the 2 months in PTO, which is encouraging to see because it means people are taking PTO, but obviously will affect our MR rate in the short term as well. We've also added CR Runner Apdex SLOs as well as overall GitLab.com availability to our performance indicators. While these are metrics that are oftentimes measured from the infrastructure perspective, we felt like they were important enough to also include in development so that we keep an eye on them and make sure that we're supporting the infrastructure team and GitLab.com as much as possible. Maintainers per MR, we're starting to see encouraging trends, particularly in the DB side of things, where we're above the line for maintainers, a number of maintainers per MR. We still have some work to do on the front end and back end side. And then mean time to merge is also up pretty significantly. This is kind of related to the review time to merge challenges that we've seen before. And that just about covers all of the particular performance indicators that I want to cover in the pre-call. I want to thank everybody for taking the time to watch the video and appreciate any questions or feedback that people may provide for the upcoming discussion. Thank you very much.